I'll see you in the land of Mordor. Death awaits you at the border. Pass on through the gates of fun, destroy the ring of power and wonder.
Welcome back to the gates of Minas Tirith in the land of Gondor. This will be the last part of the army of Gondor. And today we're going to be looking at two things. We have the veterans of Osgiliath and also a mounted Boromir. Now I know I have a Boromir that's also on foot. That was an extra piece I got from my buddy Andrew via Sean. And I think one of the armored horsemen also came from Sean. Not totally sure. I can't remember. But anyway, let's go back to the Veterans of Osgiliath was a blister pack that Games Workshop came out with. So I bought it right from the store. Ordered it online at the store and waited for it to be shipped. And it comes with 3 Gondorian, and they're considered veterans. There's an archer who's got a bandage wrapped around him. You got a spearman, and then you have a swordsman. For some reason I gave them beards. I don't know why. I shouldn't have. But I did. So I must have got this pretty early on. Cannot remember when. And I thought it was a nice touch by Games Workshop to bring out veterans. So a veteran unit, experienced guys, probably like centurions in the old Roman army. That kind of idea. So it was a blister pack. I wish they brought out a whole box set of these. That would have been really, really cool. And it makes sense because Osgiliath, especially East Osgiliath, was a battle zone throughout the reign of Denethor. When Boromir won back the crossings of East Osgiliath, and they would have been in that campaign and would have been considered the veterans. So more of them would have been nice. Don't ask me what I paid, probably between $16 to $24. And it does make a nice addition. So I can put them on my tower up here, the archer. And these guys can defend the doorway. Or I can even put them all up in the tower. So you fit about 3 or 4 guys comfortably up there. I'd probably put all archers up there. Alright, then next we go to mounted Boromir. So this is the mounted Boromir. I got him from Fan of the Sport. Cost me $14. When I first discovered that Fan of the Sport had this huge Lord of the Rings strategy battle game collection, I was picking mostly heroes at first, or hard to find ones, all in the original packaging, and then eventually going on to other stuff. So he is metal, and he's dressed like he's going off to Rivendell. Because Boromir makes this epic journey, and they don't really talk about the epic journey too much. But Boromir makes this really long journey from Minas Tirith all the way up to Rivendell, in a time when many Gondorians don't even know where the hell it is. Contact with the north has been lost for at least 300 years when the last bridges over Tharbad collapsed and the ford over Tharbad became dangerous. Gondor stopped trading with that region probably even longer, so say 500-600 years ago, previous, when they gave up the province of Calenarden to what became the Rohirrim and Rohan. So Boromir took this trip up to find Imladris, and at the crossings of Tharbad, he lost his horse. So he had to walk from Tharbad all the way up to Imladris, and he had to find it. People have heard of it, but very, very few know where to find it. So you could use that for that kind of adventure. He would have had all sorts of adventures, because like a lone guy riding around on a horse is very tempting for bandits. So I imagine he had quite the adventure, especially once he passed through the Gap of Rohan, and the Dunlendings might not have been so welcoming. Although Saruman had not yet come out in the open, he was still a dangerous foe, but Boromir was just one guy riding through the Gap, so no big deal there. Alright. So I do have a plastic Boromir, a second one. The first one I have is metal. So same pose as the first one, except for a better paint job. Sean is always into shading and stuff like that. I don't bother. So Boromir and this one he looks like he's already been in battle and he's all dirty. While the second one looks like he's fresh as a daisy, ready to go. But plastic, metal. The metal one came with a blister pack with Denethor. And this one just came as a loose figure with a bunch of other stuff. And then finally we got another armored Boromir on a horse. I don't even remember where I got this from. Probably from my buddy Sean. But it came unpainted, so I painted it. And I painted it just like I did with my armored Boromir. But I made sure the horse was the same type of horse as this one, because he would have had his own favorite horse. A lot of what ifs if Boromir actually lived. What would have happened? Alright, so that's a quick look. The Veterans of Osgiliath was actually something I like. I hope Games Workshop continues to look into things like that. Maybe make a bigger box set of those guys. The Boromir figure, there's not much more you can do with him. But you can adventure with him because simply, his epic journey is an adventure of itself. It'd be more like a role-playing thing instead of a strategy battle game thing. We can do small-scale skirmishes. So we put together the entire army of Gondor after reviewing all the individual pieces. I also added Faramir's Rangers from his box set, from the Rangers box set and Capture Gondor box set. Some of them I converted. Here is a condensed version of the ruins of Osgiliath, the Pelennor Fields, and the walls of Minas Tirith. Use some aquarium pieces as well. Got the tower. It's all in my garage right now, which is why you hear cars in the background. And all the clutter. But if I was to lay it all out in one board, this is basically what it looks like. All the infantry, all the cavalry set up. I could have set it up in a checkerboard fashion, but I think it's a pretty impressive army. I know guys who have a lot bigger collections than I do, but I still have 12 Rangers and 12 more Warriors of Minas Tirith sitting in the basement waiting to be painted up, as well as a few more heroes. So this isn't quite the complete collection of it. I also have another figure who I'm saving for the very end. He doesn't appear until the Black Gate. Or he doesn't appear until after the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. And he travels with his men all the way to the Black Gate. So I gotta wait for that one. But it is a pretty impressive army when you put it all together. I use my Warhammer castle to add to the walls of Minas Tirith. It's funny, they make this Tower of Gondor bigger than the walls of Minas Tirith over there. This tower should be about the size of Minas Tirith should be bigger than that. Like the wall should be huge. Some guys hiding. These guys, the archers would all be out by the river, waiting to pick off the orcs as they come across. Try and stop the boats. Bomb the boats, feed the fish. For our Rebel Song. Got the Boromirs out just because it's part of it. Gandalf the White on with Pippin on Shadowfax. Then Gandalf and Pippin out here. Got the guys on the walls. Denethor's in both towers. Baragon and the Citadel Guard holding the center of the gatehouse. Guards of the Fountain Court and the Gate. Got the Knights of Dol Amroth. So Prince Imrahil's out here twice. He's there. And he's also over there. Faramir. This one comes from Heroes of the West, which I haven't done yet. But that'll be later. Clansmen of Lamadon. More Rangers of Gondor with Faramir and Damrod. Got my troops from Lebanon. The ones that come from Osgiliath with a commander. Forlong the Fat and the Axemen of Lossark. Some Rangers that I converted into some of the Outland troops. Troops from Lamadon with the commanders. Boromir's out here twice somewhere. I forget where I put him. I know he's out here though. There he is. There's one Boromir right there. The other one's somewhere here. Got some Rangers in the tower. Got all these little all these little alleyways and passages. Didn't put anyone in the Colosseum. I could have put archers in there, which would be more realistic. Waiting to ambush. Bird's eye view of what you see. But there we have it. That is my army of Gondor. Minus a few odds and ends here and there. Could add the Grey Company as well, but that's not yet. Neither is Aragorn and some of the Heroes of the West. I wish I had a huge battle board, but I don't. That I can make an actual Minas Tirith with the Pelennor Fields, the Ramazak Corps, and the Osgiliath. That would be so cool. I know Zorpazorp does that. Check his layouts out. He does fantastic work. And he has the room and space to make battle boards, and I don't have no room in my garage. I got to kick out a few kids and get rid of some stuff here before I can even hope to make my garage into one huge battle thing. So all you Lord of the Rings fans out there, whether you be strategy battle game fans, Middle-earth role-playing fans, or any other type of fan, let me know what you guys think of this whole collection, how you see it all together. Pretty impressive. Let me know in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And until next time, I am Roman Daisel. I am out of here.